Many people would say what makes a great macro image is a good macro lens. And I think I agree with that. Except it's not the only stuff. There are other things that are essential to get a good macro image. That is a speed light or a flash, however you want to call it. But these things aren't cheap, and sometimes it's difficult to know which one you should pick. So, how do you do? 95% of my macro images are taken with a flash and, of course, a diffuser. But not just any flash. It's one of the cheapest yet one of the best flash for macro photography. And I'm talking about no other flash than the Godox V350O, the O standing for Olympus or OM. This flash was released in 2018, so that makes this flash 8 years old. One thing I love about photography is that old doesn't always mean bad. Like recently, I reviewed the Olympus M-Zuiko 60mm macro, and that is a lens released way back, and it's still, one of the greatest lenses for macro photography till date. So this flashlight, it's old, but it's still one of the best flashlights for macro photography till date. And maybe you're already wondering why it's so and why I'm praising it so much. So in this video, I'm going to let you know why this flashlight stands the test of time and why you should have it in your camera bag, be it you already own a bigger one, or if you're looking for one to buy, why I recommend the Godox V350O flash. The first thing I want to start with is that this flash is lightweight and compact. You see, it's so small, unlike some other newer flashes that are very big, and it doesn't weigh much. For macro photography, not weighing much is an advantage because you need all the stability in the world that you can get, and you don't want to carry gears that are going to weigh you down or maybe make you feel tired after a couple of minutes. So this is very good in terms of that, because coupled with the lightweight OM gears, this is also lightweight and can help you go for several minutes, hours in the field, and yeah, you won't break a sweat. The next thing I want to say about this flashlight is that it has a great rechargeable battery life. This flashlight can last you for the whole night if you are shooting, and it can last multiple nights. I've had this flashlight for 3 years now, and the battery life after all these years, after all the recharges, it's not dropped by what I would say maybe like 20%. It's still very solid and still lasts for multiple nights. I'm not talking about 2 nights when I say multiple. I'm talking about 3 nights or 4 nights of me shooting. And if I'm doing really intensive shooting of like maybe almost all through the night, it can last for over 2 nights and still take me to the third night. And I know it also depends on the flash power you use, but if you are going to be doing lots of focus bracketing, it means you are going to use a lower flash power, even though you are going to be firing it several times. And even if you are taking single shots, you are not going to be, firing it several times. So it always lasts me for multiple nights before I have to recharge, because I'm not someone that just I use it and then go back and recharge. I like, taking advantage of its power before having to recharge. And even when I go back to recharge, it's always like only halfway down. So yeah, it's very good in terms of that. It's not one of those flashes that uses a battery or whatever. So yeah, that's good. By the way, I have to mention that you have to eject the battery to charge it. I've never used this one. I don't know if it's possible to charge it while it's in the flash, but yeah, it's never been a problem having to eject it and charge. The next thing I have to say about this flashlight is that it's powerful enough. So when I switched from the EM5 Mark II to the OM1, I was kind of worried if this flash would be able to keep up with the focus bracketing speed of the OM1, especially at high power. Guess what? It did. This flash does well and can keep up with the bracket even at 1/32 of its power. So you never have to worry or maybe look down on this flash because of how small or maybe how old it is. This flash does its job very well and is consistent and reliable in its performance. In terms of pricing, this flash is very well priced. You can find it at 260 USD new, and well, I don't know how that compares to other flashes, that maybe based on your location, so you can just let me know. But if you go for a used one, you can find it for even less, probably maybe even half the price or below half the price. So yeah, in terms of pricing, it's cheap. It just depends on your location and how you're getting the flash. So it's a very good one in terms of that. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the good things about this flash only. Well, maybe I could if there are only good things about it. So, what's the bad thing about this flash? Actually, there isn't any, but it's just me being nitpicky because I'm a macro wildlife photographer. So, when I'm using this flash, I have to use another little torch so that I'll be able to focus on my subject before I actually click the shutter, which then makes the flash fire. There are some flashes that have that torch in them, so you don't need an extra or external torch that will illuminate your subject for you. And I know the company never made this flash with macro wildlife photographers who shoot at night in their minds. Or maybe they did, but just didn't find it necessary. Though it's never been a problem for me, because even without me having to attach any external, touch to it, I can still get the light from my headlamp or wherever, and even my camera will kind of like illuminate the scene just enough. But I feel if it had that, it would have been an 11 over 10 flash, right? So that's the only thing about this flash that I think, well, it's not bad, but I just had to mention it, right? So yeah, that's it. Now, if you had to ask me who this flash is for, I'm going to mention that it's for four different kinds of people. The first group of people, it's for the beginners. If you're a beginner in photography, not just macro wildlife photography, but general photography as a whole, because I've used this flash for different kinds of photography and it does excellently. So, if you're a beginner in photography or specifically macro wildlife photography, this flashlight is an 11 over 10 for you. It's going to help you get all the shots you want without any problem. Without any problem in like for like the next several years, because I've been using it for over 3 years now and I've never had a problem with it. So yes, I recommend it for beginners. The next set of people I recommend the Godox V350 flash for, or just any of the V350 model, because yeah, the 0 or the O as some people call it, I think I call it that way sometimes, is for Olympus. There are ones for Canon, Nikon, Sony. Yeah, just all of the brands. I recommend it for pros who are on a budget. If you're a professional photographer, or maybe you're like a senior photographer and you need a good flash but you're on a budget, the Godox V350 or just any one of them is a very good flash. I recommend, and I'm speaking from experience. So that's the second class of people that it's for. And we move on to the third. If you are someone that shoots lots of handheld things, be it like events, be it like macro wildlife photography, or anything that you have to be with your camera and just your flash, your entire gear or setup for a long time, then you should consider this flashlight because it's very lightweight. Now, I know some people may not understand or feel the need to have lightweight gears, but it usually kicks in when you've been holding it for a long time. It's like this gym saying that there is no weight in the gym that is light. You just have to do many reps and then you'll begin to feel how, not lightweight it is. And that's the same thing that applies in cameras and gears. The moment you begin to hang it around or just hold it around for a longer time, you kind of start to feel the weight of it. So if you're looking for something you can carry around for a longer time, or maybe something that is not going to take much space in your camera bag, then I recommend the Godox V350 series, especially the O, because yeah, that's what I use. So that is the third set of people that this flash is for. And we move on to the last set. If you're someone that already has a flash and you use that for photography, but you're looking for a backup one, say you have a stronger one and now you're looking for a backup one like a B flash, or just something that can be there on days the other one runs out of battery or fails, then this flash is the one for you because it's very reliable and it's also very strong. And at the price range, man, this is such a freaking good deal. So that's everyone that it's for. And maybe if you're someone that just wants to experiment, just wants to buy, it's also for you. If you have gear acquisition syndrome, it's for you. I'm David Joseph at ABCD David, macro wildlife photographer based in Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching. If you love content like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, feel free to donate a coffee. It helps us keep making videos like this. Thank you so much again. Bye.